Mr. Ashe, you know what's about to happen. It's time. Meet me cliffside at sunset if you want your detective returned.
Don't be late.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toonkind at 12 frames per second. This is the 7th nickel, and I would hope you mind the content warnings for this one. It's going to be a very, very, very intense ride. I'm Hex. I'm playing the Thrall. Please, my lovely compatriots, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm RJ. I'm playing Asclepius. And other people too. Because we're in fucking Halloween Town.
And then there's me. Hello everyone, I'm Vwild. Somewhat lacking in the bullshit today, with Detective Lillian Stagehand. Or a hopefully returned detective. And maybe network. We'll see how things go.
And we rewind just a tad for the moment back to the tandem events of the 6th nickel, where Lynn had trusted Matthias Oleande with a task to deliver a box over to Asclepius. And so we are rewinding back to that point where he is very dutifully and very bravely making his way over to the manor with said box. Yep. How is Kara, I assume, is just taking him right there.
Kara would be taking him right there. They can tell this is not the time to go fucking sending him off into Asnos. So, it's right there. Door's open. Doesn't need to knock.
Which,
go in.
Yeah, he's going to pause at the doorway, clutching the box. He's hesitant to just walk in, and I think he kind of stands there for a little longer than is necessary, trying to decide before. Does anything happen in this period where he's just kind of standing there awkwardly?
If he stood there for longer than like 10 seconds, the fucking flagstones, cobblestones under his feet just like nudge upward a little bit, try and like push him into moving.
Okay, he definitely does stand there long enough for that to happen. So yes, he will get nudged, and he'll kind of make a surprised squeak, but he'll step inside, and he calls out he tries to sound brave and not as nervous as he is, but he calls out when he enters, hello? Mr. Ashe?
There's like the clop of hooves interspersed with like the fucking clack of the staff.
Mm-hmm.
And Asclepius walks out, because I assume he's not gone further than the entrance hole.
Yeah, no, he hasn't.
Asclepius walks out of the doors that lead to the ballroom, sort of ears perked, like, Matthias, is there something I can help you with?
Well, Miss Lynn asked me to, deliver this for you. To you. She wanted me to give you this. And he kind of holds the box out with both hands, and then realizes he should close the distance, so he starts to walk closer.
Asclepius will meet him halfway on that front.
Okay.
So takes the box, is careful not to let their fingers brush, because he doesn't know how Matthias is around touch and stuff. Opens the box, and sort of pauses.
Yeah.
There's 2 items inside. There is a needle-felted rose, and then there is a ring made of... The shank is wood, but the actual setting is this kind of brass copper material. And there's a series of crystals embedded in it. Bluish, purplish, seeming to glow with an inner light, in the shape of a brain. Catches him off guard. He knows what this is. Never seen one before.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to figure out why Lynn would give him one of these.
Matthias is expectantly, like, he is watching Asclepius like a hawk, just to kind of, like, maybe he can give answers as to what's going on here. Because Asclepius would be able to tell from Matthias, he's not worried about Lynn. He's more just, like, he's curious about, like, what this is and what's going on.
Matthias, where is Lynn right now?
She said she had to do some. She had something to do. I think it was relating to a case. But she asked me to give you that as soon as I could. So, here I am.
Come with me.
What? What?
Come on, this way.
Okay. And he'll follow Asclepius.
Kara, get everyone.
What?
And he will lead Matthias to the war room.
Oh boy. Matthias is following along. He is clearly, when he realizes something serious is going on, he's starting to shrink in on himself because he's just like, oh no, this is bigger than me. I need to not be the center of attention. So he's doing his best impersonation of a wallflower.
When they get there, Jacques is already there, having been summoned by Kara, and Asclepius just looks at him and goes, "That's number 6." And Jacques just goes, "Alright."
What? What do you... What?
Then... 50% ascending. Lynn wouldn't send a message like this. She would say if she was going on a case. She didn't go on a case. She went to meet the Thrall.
But what? Why? What? But we need to stop her then.
Undoubtedly, by this point it's already too late.
But what?
Lynn's fast, and she knew that you wouldn't get here before she could be out of town.
Both Jacques and Asclepius can see the panic that starts to kind of rise in Matthias, and it's becoming increasingly obvious that he's kind of starting to spiral a little bit, like, not full-blown meltdown, but he's like, the thought process, which is, it's a very obvious thought process to have, is, oh god, I didn't realize it. I could have stopped her. If I wasn't so afraid, I would have gotten here faster. If.
Jacques kind of just sharply snaps his fingers, or finger bones, and is like, "No, none of that. This was going to happen regardless of what you did."
But
you would have found a way. They would have found a way. A desert like this has been less bloodshed.
So... and he kind of flounders for a moment, and then eventually he just, like, sags helpless, and he just goes, "So what do we do?"
There's a look exchanged, and as everyone else starts coming in, Asclepius just goes, "We prepare for war."
If Matthias could go more pale, he would.
I think that's a good point to cut to the next bit that happens in the 3 days between then and the cold open.
Yep. We jump
Hey,
forward.
Vwild.
Yep, we jump forward a bit. What's going on
What
with
is network?
Yeah.
What's network doing?
Well, everything was a semi-normal day in Halloween Town until this shit started going down. I'm not gonna lie, it would have still probably been quite chill for most residents of the town until about 3 hours into, Lynn being gone, when certain things happened in Sixth Nickel at the very end. Because, suddenly network. The best word to describe it is screams. In this very, very angry way. Angry and concerned and scared and raging.
Oh.
And then just stops.
Oh boy. Why'd they stop?
Mainly because they started focusing inwards as they start preparing and thinking and spiraling and thinking and doing things on their end.
Yeah.
But that was a noise. They tried to keep the light show to a minimum because they know how that affects everyone in town. And there's just enough strength in network to keep that side of it contained. There will have been a slight gale force around them. I'm sorry to the neighbors, I'm sorry to the ghost host on that one. There was... in Avatar, the sudden just, air bursts that happen when Aang goes off the shits at points?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do.
There was that for a good solid beat.
Mm-hmm.
In perfect gale force harmony with the scream.
Okay. Cool.
Fun times.
There's gonna be a few people hanging around network over the next few days, I think.
Yeah.
Katrina, Phasmus. Well,
Yeah.
when Phasmus isn't with Memoir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Phi and Delta.
Indeed. And probably quite a few people checking in on Bloom and Rye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the doors are still open. Like, Craigery and Matthias and Rye aren't going to be without their house, but their home does feel different for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Oh boy. Cool. All right. Does Kara do anything about that? Or
Kara does, but it's less of a visible reaction and more of a the way that a mama cat will curl up around a distressed kitten, kind of bit, in sort of the fuck do you call it? The general plane of existence that the consciousness of a genius loci exists on.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, go ahead.
Before we move on, there is just one thing. Could Kara roll insight for me?
Oh god. Yeah, 1 second.
I'm so sorry if I've made you open another character
The
sheet.
one character sheet you didn't open.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I technically got them all open because I got Dungeon Master's Vault open. I just don't have a set of specific dice. Fuck it, you can use the oil slick ones. Where's the d20? That's cocked. What is that? 14 plus 17 is 31, question mark?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Someone double check my math? Yeah, 31.
There is so much to Network's reactions and interactions and general feeling in this moment where Network kind of blurs between child and protector and residence and so many other things in one, in that way of the eldritch of Genius Loci. But there is that feeling curling around them in that essence sense. There is a feeling like Network is gripping. Tugging might be a good word. It's hard to even quantify even now, but there is something simmering and threading and at work that Network is trying.
Is that to Kara, or is that trying to grip onto...
Grip beyond. So Kara gets the distinct feeling it is to beyond, it is probably to Lynn.
Yeah, okay, that makes
And
sense.
it feels different to how it has in the past in some ways that are difficult to articulate.
Cool. Well, that happened.
Indeed.
That's a nice little interlude into well, with that shall we say siren, what's going on in Halloween Town now for the next 3 days?
The vibe has changed. There wasn't quite a tenseness in the air prior to this. It was still sort of mostly relaxed. There's like a hint of an edge if you've got a particularly perceptive sense, but the relaxation is gone. The tenseness is full force. Kara is making no attempts to disguise the work that they are doing to reinforce the town's borders, and provide a safe escape point for the town's citizens.
Mm-hmm.
The citizens themselves have been being drilled day and night by the druids that make up the sort of the peacekeeping force within the town. The packs, the various lycanthropes. So each sort of group of citizens has been assigned a different collection point to fall back to should things go badly.
Yep.
And worst comes to worst, if it all goes terribly wrong, everyone will just get plunged into the depths below the town.
Yep.
Courtesy of Kara. So
Yep.
there's that. Everyone has been prepared for what to do should things go completely tits up. There's been some back and forth between the various monster groups that exist on the outskirts of town, letting them know what's going on, letting them know that they might need to defend themselves, potentially getting the help of some of those if they're willing. There's a couple of common hags
Mm-hmm.
that, or a couple of hag covens, I should say, that are willing to toss their lot in. Same with things like the needle blights. But for the most part, it's just a forewarning that shit might be going down imminently.
Yeah. Okay.
Council's been working their fucking asses off, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So it is almost a well-oiled machine at work here because they have been kind of preparing for this for a while.
Yeah, it's been low-key preparations, I'll just kick them into high-key.
Yeah. which is probably when, after 3 days, Asclepius gets that sending from the start. And where is he when he gets that sending?
He's out and about in Halloween Town. And I know that because if he was in any of the important buildings, he wouldn't be able to receive said sending.
Ah. You know,
Because
that's
if I
fair.
recall correctly, sending is a divination spell.
It is. Wait. No.
No, it's evocation.
Yeah, it's evocation.
Okay, yeah. He's still out and about. He is still out and about.
Okay.
Rather than in a building. So he kind of like stops as he receives this, gives his reply, and then goes to keep moving and pauses. And then raises his holy symbol to his mouth, and sends out a sending of his own. To which he just says, "I'll need your eyes for this. Meet me at the outskirts of town, a little before sunset." There's no reply. He knows it went through.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, with that, with that given, well, what does Asclepius do?
There's really only two places he goes. He goes first to the manor to go and kiss his husband, and then he goes to network. And he's got a little bundle of stuff, a little bag that he takes to network, and he sort of very gently knocks on their wall, and it's just like, "I need you to hold on to these for me, for safekeeping. And I'll need you to give them to Lynn when she gets back. She'll know what to do with them."
There is a prolonged beat, several beats of silence at this home where the outside's not gone into disarray. People haven't allowed it, but it had faded slightly. At this, there is a slight brightening to the wall where he is, and that feeling of presence, along with a hum that is low enough that it reverberates in chest, as network gives enough attention.
Does network give any indication on where to leave the bundle?
I think, yeah, there would be the brightening, the saturation of the wall does shift slightly to just like direct him along it like a shadow along a wall. And there is a part of the... She gets that something's going down. They understand enough that this is gonna go bad, and they do realize if they let him in, they're not going to want to let him go, and that is going to cause problems, and Lynn has taught them better than that on this. So they do open up part of the porch boardings to like nestle this in a very plush place so they can guard it and bring it further inside.
He puts the bundle in there, and then he puts his staff in there as well.
You know, it is one of the first times ever that Network doesn't want this shiny.
Damn.
Are they
But-
gonna look at what the bundle contains?
They are. They're gonna seal it over so that they can properly sense it all out. But quite frankly, a few of the things inside are significant to Asclepius, significant as connection ideas that they're going to be able to perceive it quite well. They haven't got eyes, but on God, they can perceive.
Cool. Okay. So, in that bundle, it's just like a oilcloth wrapping. It's easy enough to undo. But in the bundle, there is a studded leather breastplate, along with a pair of greaves and a pair of vambraces, with that same studded leather protection. There is a bracelet, that I will try and get the picture of. There's a bracelet made of wire and of and stones. I think Network would know what this is. It's a bracelet set with an echo stone. It's the one that Memoir gave to Asclepius. And I'm trying to find the picture of what it looks like, and I can't. I'm really quite annoyed about that.
I know where it was. I'll see if I can find it while you carry on
Oh,
going.
nope, I found it. It's all good.
Huzzah.
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 Yeah, so it's like coppery, brassy wire, and the stone is sort of this like pale greenish. I don't know what you'd call that. Agate? Turquoise?
Could be a agate. Not turquoise, no. Not with that refraction, not with those striations to it. Not peridot. Could
Likely.
be some kind of jade. Agate. Let's go agate. Let's before I get strangling
Yeah,
myself.
it's a sort of pale greenish, almost tealish agate set into a copper wire bracelet. And there's a couple of other small items, but the sort of the big thing in this bundle is a necklace with fine chains made by a very skilled hand. And hanging on that necklace is carved from a piece of granite, a gravestone with a rose embossed onto it. This is Asclepius' holy symbol. This is the holy symbol that Jacques gave him when they proposed.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that Network will keep it all safe until Lynn can come pick it up, he stands up and he walks away.
I will say, and it is taking effort for Network to be doing all of this, as well as what else they are doing. But as he's stood up, he is helped up by this cool breeze. And it feels like a hug, and it feels like a promise in one.
He gives their wall a pat before he walks away. Then he makes his way to the outskirts of town, where he is met by a figure in black and red. And Decimal just looks at him and goes, "This is it then." Yeah, this is it. Let's go.
All right. And with that, we will cut away to the familiar cliffside where a certain thing's ashes had been scattered. And you see two figures standing there when you arrive. One is Thrall, and the other is Lynn. And all things considered, Lynn looks unharmed. At least, by Thrall.
Yeah, how's she looking, Vwild?
Asclepius, Decimal too, but Asclepius especially, you have seen Lynn in a vast range of states. She looks exhausted. She is hunched in a way. You've seen how Craigery was when he was vivisected, and it's clearly not that. But she is holding herself in very close. Just one arm over, well, where her brooch usually is. Very, for her, where she normally stands to command as the detective, or to be a bright presence, it is very, very dim. But she's already looking towards where you guys are, or rather, towards home, while she's here, swaying ever so slightly and fraying. Visibly frayed, visibly audibly fraying, and you can see the base sketch with every slight movement of the tilted head. But grand scheme of things compared to other people, way better than some people have been, because at least she is standing.
Yeah, that's true.
Thrall is standing kind of in front of Lynn. At this point, it's noted that Lynn is not, restrained in any way. Her hands aren't even bound. Thrall is just pretty... I wouldn't say it's an overconfidence that has them just kind of basically acting as the barrier between Lynn and Asclepius and Decimal, but, they are pretty confident that she's in a state to not really try anything, so that they can't react fast enough to, so... They regard Asclepius, and then their eyes shift to Decimal, and if you want to roll insight for me...
Yeah, I will. I will do so with both of them. So I need that dice, not that dice. I need that one. There it is. Oh, lordy. Okay. Oh, wait, that's a d12. Oops. I thought I picked up the right dice. I did not.
Oops. Try again.
Okay. Okay. So, insights. Decimal got a 5, so it's actually a 10. So that will be a 20. Yeah, 23, and
Okay.
then Asclepius got a 12 plus 15, 27.
Okay, so Decimal does not notice this because I rolled a deception for Thrall.
Okay.
But Asclepius can see just the way that their posture shifts ever so faintly, and the way that they seem to grow more still than they already are, and almost the way their eyes seem to harden. They are not happy to see Decimal here.
Mm-hmm. He's only here because we thought Lynn might need someone to walk her back.
Thrall sort of tilts their head in what is actually a familiar gesture now that you might notice specifically Decimal, but also Lynn and maybe to a degree Asclepius. But they say, "While I trust your word on that, I do not trust him."
I gave you pinky promise everything, like I thought it would help.
Thrall, you see them like their shoulders make a motion. You don't hear anything, but you get the very real thought, like idea that they just scoffed at you.
Haven't you heard? Toon can't break a pinky promise.
You are the least toon-like toon I have ever encountered, Little Fateling.
Oh, but I follow some of the tropes. You should know I never give anything 100% honesty. Even this I can't work my way around.
Were I confident you would not try to stab me while making a promise, I might take you up on that. But we are not here for that, are we? And their gaze falls back to Asclepius.
No. So let's get this over with.
Very well. I trust you will come quietly, then.
I will. I've come unarmed and unarmored. I won't do anything.
Thrall is, of course, like, he means it, but Thrall's still gonna roll an insight just because they need to, oh, that's a nat 20. Well, that's a nat fucking 20. Holy shit, Thrall.
Asclepius' deception modifier is a +1.
Yeah. So let me
when
just...
he says, I've come unarmed and armored, he means it.
Yeah. So let me just casually let you know that is a that's a 40.
That's a 40. Nice. Okay.
That's a 40. Their insight is +20 now.
Nice.
And I nat 20'd. So that's a 40. Thrall can tell when the gods are lying now.
Rancid.
So Thrall will nod, and then they make a gesture for Asclepius, and they say, "Come forward. The detective will start walking once you are a sufficient way forward."
All right. He drops a hand onto Decimal's shoulder. The toon very specifically trying not to flinch and kind of failing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then he walks.
All right.
High, head high.
Yep.
He's going quietly, but he's not going defeated.
Yep. And Thrall, just rolling off those insights, they're not rolling deception this time, so you'll be able to tell, but they don't seem very thrilled about that. Like, they don't seem very thrilled that Asclepius is presenting the aura he is, but they don't comment on it. Instead, they wait for him to get about halfway, and then they step aside, and careful of all of Lynn's fraying sketch, they give her a gentle nudge and just say, "All right, start walking. Do not stop until you get to the Fateling."
Gods. And she doesn't say anything. She hasn't really, I don't even think she's said anything while she was with Thrall after that first day.
Mm-hmm.
So she is just walking now, head down, very careful movements, because she has been told don't stop. And that slightly kills her, because she'd had maybe one thought and it's gone.
Yeah.
And she does just move. But I will say, as she's walked past Thrall
Mm-hmm.
and is carrying forward, she does raise her head enough. Head tilted to one side, so one side is slightly in shadow, but she's got a good eye up, looking at Asclepius. Now might be a good time for, I guess, an insight or a perception, because she wants to see how he is, and if certain things that she tried have actually come across. Because
Sure.
she don't know everything. She's been busy.
Yeah.
Yep. I think probably the best would be insight, I guess.
Cool.
You're trying to get a beat on how he is? Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to... Pew! Pew, 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 pew. I love you, Lynn. That is a fucking nat 20. Pew, pew, pew. So that is going to be 29 in total, but that is beaut.
Cool, okay. 29. He's calm. He is as placid as ever. There's no duplicity, there's no... Not even really any sort of, like, resignment to the situation that's going on. He's just calm. Head held high, tail swaying slightly. It's so smooth that you almost don't notice it until after he's already moved on, but as you two come abreast of each other, he drops a hand onto your shoulder, or drops a hand onto your head, just ever so gently brushes hair away from your forehead, and goes, "Stay the course." And you heal, holy shit, that's max. It's just a basic level 1 cure wounds, but you would heal, fucking 13 points of healing. I don't know if that helps any with your fray going on, but...
It helps more than one would think in how she takes a slightly deeper breath and seems as though she can actually make it the distance to Decimal now. Would you roll me an insight yourself, Asclepius?
Yeah, I can do that. Just Asclepius or Decimal as well?
I can say both. It's mainly Asclepius, but Decimal would also be able to pick up on this shit, yeah.
That's really funny.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Did you also nat 20?
No!
Oh. Spook can have family advantage.
Okay, good, because I just rolled double nat ones.
Oh my god.
Decimals is actually a 10 because of his bullshit, but...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's better. Okay, so Decimal again gets a 23.
Mm-hmm.
That's killing me. Decimal again gets a 23. Asclepius gets a 31.
Beaut. Decimal gets the distinct bit of, Yeah, something did happen to this monkey. But it does not seem as though it was Thrall. Asclepius, you get the distinct look of... Ironically, this is probably the most truthful Lynn can be in how she is in pain. She is exhausted. She is terrified like someone cast out to sea in a storm and clinging to a life raft. And praying they are going to see the sunrise and shelter. But, like someone in those throes, you do see the utter conviction in her eyes, or her eye that is unbroken. That for everything that is happening, she still has that hope. And you do still see that sharp mind at work that is still contingencying. And there's a hint of regret, but mostly she thinks things will be okay in the end. Even if things are gonna get hard. Even if it hurts.
Okay.
And I guess... Sorry, you go.
No, you go first, you go first.
No, I'm insisting you on this one. Boop.
Okay. When she gets to Decimal, because he did get that sense of something has happened to her, even if it wasn't the Thrall, he lifts his hand, with his bedazzled mood ring on, which is currently pink, because he is also calm, and he will cast Dispel Magic on you. I don't know that it does anything, if there's nothing I should cast on you, but...
She hasn't been casting herself, and Thrall hasn't cast anything on her, so he can get that distinct feeling that whatever this is, it isn't magic. But she locks eyes with you, or locks eye with you, Decimal, as that's going on. And there is just this feeling of, let this play out. And I think when Lynn has got to Decimal, she does turn. Because fuck everything, that's her spook.
Mm-hmm.
She loves him, man.
When she gets to Decimal, Asclepius hasn't quite made it to Thrall yet. And she can see, in his braid, at the meeting point between where the two parts meet at the back of his head before they go down, there is that needle-felted rose.
Oh, that is certainly a feeling she's having, and it's a good one. Even as this situation is so bad, at least that's in motion. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. There's also a very casual sort of half-step shuffle from Decimal, to put you almost completely out of sight of Thrall. In a very sort of insouciant, leaning on his cane, shuffling his feet in an almost bored way. He doesn't say anything, he doesn't do anything else, he just kind of moves in front of you.
Yeah. Once... Oh, this is where I have to remember time fuckery. Shit. Did... I think they did. I think they kept it. If not, correct me and I'll work with it. But once Asclepius gets to Thrall, they produce something from the bag of holding on their hip. It is a pair of cuffs.
They don't have those.
They don't?
Decimal
Shit.
has those.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Decimal
Okay.
kept those.
Fuck,
They're in his
okay.
Amber's base.
Okay, cool. Cool. In that case, shit. It's fine. Everything's fine. We can work with this. Because they were basically going to have, I can just hand wave and say they got another pair. Like, it's not,
Good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but okay. Yeah, we'll just hand wave and say they got another pair. I don't want to deal with dominate person and rolls. What if he saves?
I mean, dominate person's a charisma save? Question mark?
Where are you, dominate person? There you are.
He wouldn't be trying very hard to resist it. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. No, it's a wisdom save.
If this is for the sake of teleport, he would be willing.
He would be willing, but also it's to make sure he doesn't try anything stupid. Which, like...
I mean, you can do that with regular manacles. His strength is not that high.
Yeah, so... It's mostly just to keep him from casting and to make sure that he comes along with the teleport. Because they don't know he doesn't have his holy symbol right now, so...
Yeah, true.
That's really where I'm at, and where Thrall's at, is... So they produce a set of cuffs. They look... Decimal, you can tell from here. They look a little more... I'm gonna say newer than the ones that you got from them previously. Seems like they've replaced them with the shiny new set. But they hold them out to Asclepius and just say, put these on.
Might be a little bit difficult if I'm clasping my own hands in those, but I will certainly try. And he will take them and attempt to put them on himself.
No, they're not they're not manacles. They're literally cuffs, like wrist cuffs. Like.
Oh, got it. Okay. Yeah. He'll snap and place them.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, I didn't clarify that. They're just wrist cuffs, which once activated can become manacles, but Thrall isn't activating them yet. That's only if they need to, but...
Okay, well, he will snap them into place.
Yep, and he immediately feels... once he does, even though he doesn't have his holy symbol, he feels that connection that he would normally feel to his magic. It's not cut off, but wow, it's dampened.
Roll an insight.
Yay! My favorite roll. Oh. That's a nat 1, so that's a 21.
I could nat 20. I'm gonna roll for the shiggles. I did not nat 20, that's a 4. That's a 4 in total. You got a 3 on the dice. There is always a natural disconcertation. Even the Thrall feels it when a caster is cut off from their magic.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that instinctual flinch, Asclepius doesn't react.
Which, again, like, if you want to roll an insight, you can, but Thrall is...
I would love to.
Yeah!
I would really, really love to.
Do it! Do it!
Decimal, I'm begging your stupid fucking eyes to work this time.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
Oh, that's really good! Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'm
fantastic.
pretty sure you're gonna make
Okay.
it. They did not roll well on their deception.
Okay, well, Decimal got a 19 on the dice.
Oh, shit.
For, 32?
What?
Yes.
32. Asclepius, nat 20'd for a 35.
Yay! So you can see, you both can tell, again, it's that same kind of sharp look that Thrall gave Decimal when, they saw him, rocking up with Asclepius. They don't seem very thrilled by how unbothered and nonchalant Asclepius is. But beneath even that, you can see that, well, you can tell, I should say, by how by the way that then clasp their hands a bit too hard in front of themselves, that they are also fighting that anger down, because the anger has no place here. This is business, and they will not be showing anger right now. But yeah, you can tell they are not happy about that. They are not happy that he is unbothered by this.
Flourishing in his lane.
Yeah.
Cross rewarded, his skin is clear.
His skin is clear. So Thrall, once the cuffs are on, they will turn. Do they? They wouldn't. No, they won't. They won't. They aren't going to taunt Decimal, because it's not productive, and he would just taunt back.
Yeah, he's going to taunt back. When they turn to look at him, he lets a big shit-eating grin crawl across his face. He doesn't say anything, but he sees your ass, and he wants you to know he sees your ass.
Alright, okay. Thrall doesn't say anything. They just do that blank stare at Decimal that they always do. And they have a much better handle on... Yeah, that's much better. They have a much better handle on their emotions. So you get a harder time reading what they're trying to get. Asclepius, at least Decimal does. Asclepius can tell that, oh, Decimal just needled them, and they don't like it. But
Asclepius flicks Decimal a glance, and he just rolls his eyes.
But Thrall will, once the cuffs are on and Decimal has had his little fuck you to Thrall, they simply say to him, do ensure that the detective gets home quickly. It seems that she needs to. And then they will turn to Asclepius. And that is when they will cast their teleport. Because they don't even wait for Decimal to respond.
He will go willingly.
Yep. They just place a hand on his arm and they are gone.
Asclepius doesn't wait for the casting to finish.
Mm-hmm.
He just casually puts an arm on Lynn's elbow. Casually puts an arm on Lynn's elbow and turns her to go back to town.
You mean Decimal, but yes.
Yeah, sorry. Decimal does that, not Asclepius. Asclepius is fucking gone.
Yeah.
He will casually, carefully put a hand on Lynn's elbow and turn her to go back to town.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. It is really disconcerting to hear the noise that she makes as you turn her. And it is completely willing. In fact, not Asclepius, he's gone. Decimal.
Everyone is doing it.
Decimal, make me Insight or Arcana? Insight's probably better, honestly.
He's going to roll Insight. And now that What's His Nuts is fucked off, this is going to be with Guidance.
Yay!
Oh my god. Okay, you got your one roll above a 10, I see. So that's an 8, so it's actually a 10. So Insight 23 plus 3, 26.
That matches things enough. Decimal, you visibly see parts of Lynn coming undone in both the literal sense and the idea of her. She is crying silently, but also you notice as you turned her, she was already starting to move, almost as though compelled. She is starting to make her way back towards town in that way. In fact, making a really, really big callback. It almost feels like someone wounded going home, where they have dealt with everything else, they have handled every matter as best as they can, and they just need to get home. And it feels like a compulsion, like a thread pulled taut.
Would he do this? I think he might do this, actually. Does Len have any healing items in her hammer space?
She does have healing potions because, quite frankly, she knows her family and she knows herself. She has got quite a few.
Okay. Oh my fucking Jesus Christ, Decibel! Roll above a 10!
No.
Oh god.
No.
That makes it, just barely, because the DC to pull something out of someone else's hammer space is a 25. So, he rolled a 25. He reaches behind you, and there's the very strange feeling of someone else's hand in her hammer space where he pulls out a healing potion and uncorks it for you. You can see his hands are shaking today, so sort of stretching his abilities there. But he uncorks that for you to heal, or get a little bit of healing in yourself. And he lifts his other hand to his mouth, where the Echo Stone is, and he just goes, if someone could get a fast track to Lynn to network, that would be great. Out through Echo to everyone else who's got the Echo bracelets.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That. Yeah.
I'm gonna level with you. She is not even fighting it. It is Decimal. It feels like survival as she chugs this healing potion. You get the feeling she looks better than perhaps she could have been. She has been doing some stuff for herself. She's not quite who she used to be. In fact, this might actually be a good moment of... She does look and untilt her head so her hat and her hair aren't quite falling over one eye anymore. Decimal, there is something ever so slightly different about Lynn's eyes now.
Can you be any more specific?
Oh, yep. So, one of her eyes is the same browns and oranges of golds that you have known, well, that has accumulated over time. Her eyes have been constantly changing and developing. Her other eye, at first it almost looks as though there are burst blood vessels in it. But...
It's red.
yeah. There is a red coming into it, slowly, like ink in water. And she smiles slightly.
Decimal, you can't say that. This is a serious FPS. Anyway.
Wow.
His reaction to that will be saved for another time. What's going on with Thrall and Asclepius?
What is going on with Thrall and Asclepius? Well, so Thrall and Asclepius appear in the manor on the teleportation circle where receiving is typically, received. and they are going to I'm trying to think of where they would take him. I think they take him downstairs immediately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to they say a command word, and that activates the manacles or the cuffs into actual like manacles, and there is a they then like clinch a hand, and there is a lead from those manacles to their hand, just so that they can guide Asclepius without worry about him trying to dart off or anything like that. But they still have a mind to just say, "Follow me."
I was trying to step on your toes.
Say again.
He just said, "I'll try not to step on your toes."
Oh. Yeah, all right. Of course he would.
He's continuing to be infuriatingly calm about all of this.
Yep. So Thrall is going to guide him through the manor, and they take him. He gets guided through a fair like bit of it, because receiving is on one end and the way to the downstairs is on the other end. So he gets to see like the what the word am I thinking of? It's not. Is it atrium? It's like a. I think it's atrium. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Where there are plants growing. Excuse me, and there's a variety of like. He can tell if he wants to roll nature, he can, but I can tell you that he would be able to tell what they are pretty easily.
That's the wrong dice. We're not using Decimal's fucking cursed dice. Okay, you said nature.
Yes.
That's 18 plus... Oh, do you not have nature proficiency? That seems like an oversight. 18 plus 2, 20. There's 20.
Dirty 20. Cool. So yeah, he can tell in this little like atrium indoor garden area that it is pretty much mostly poisonous plants in this area. There's a couple herbs and a couple of other like medicinal related plants, but it's mostly poisons. As they guide him past this area and almost through it, actually. Yeah, pretty much through it, to get into, and then they pass into the library, which is where they then, and it's what you know about Thrall. It's a pretty modest library, all things considered. But then they guide you to a set of stairs off of the library, and they take you down and into the basement. And now I have to think, because they can either take you to a room in the basement and just leave him there while they prepare things, or they can take him straight into it and get started. I think no, they've got to prepare a few things first. So they lead you past Asclepius. If you look into the rooms as you pass them, they lead you past what looks to very obviously be a private study. There's a fireplace set up in there. There's a chessboard in there. They lead you past a medical wing, or a medical room, like just a doctor's office room. And then you can start to definitely smell the sharp smell of antiseptic. From what you can assume to be behind a closed door is, well, another medical room. probably a bit more invasive of a medical room. And then you are guided down a long hallway, and there is a door at the end. And you are led into this room. It looks like a servant's room. There is just a ratty bed. It hasn't been used in forever, but there's a ratty bed in there, and that's kind of it right now. And Thrall guides Asclepius in. They dispel the manacles, but they leave the cuffs stay on. And all they tell you is, stay in this room. Do not try anything foolish. I will be back to fetch you shortly.
Take all the time you need.
Hmm.
And there was like a gentle smile as he says that. He means those words. Take as long as you need. He'll be here.
Thrall gives that squint at him, that unamused look. But they close the door, and it understandably locks. And then they cast alarm. Do we get alarm? Do wizards get alarm? Shit.
Yes?
Yes, they do. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't remember if they got alarm or not. They've
been having alarm since day dot.
Yeah, look, listen, spells, man. Yeah, spells.
Real. True.
But you'd be surprised who gets what and who doesn't. But they cast alarm on the door just in case. And then they make their way actually up the stairs to the pet, whom they give a command to, and the pet immediately leaves the manor, as if much like the first time that they sicked it on the group in Uncanny Cargo to go, bring them back. The pet leaves in just a very violent flash of shadows. And they watch it leave for a moment before they return down to what is essentially the surgical area, the surgical room, and they start preparing.
Back in the cell, Asclepius just kneels, cups his hands in front of him with eyes closed, and he just goes, Beatrice, guard my family. Matthias, give them the strength for the upcoming fight. Cognitus, when trips cause them chaos. Noctis. Sleep peaceful.
And I think that might be a good place to end it.
I think that's a very good place to end it.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, thanks for listening, everybody. That was the 7th nickel. And
see you later.
bye-bye.